Hey there, YouTube, fellow silver stackers, silver pours, silver enthusiasts. AGN here with you again. And I'm going to do at least one pour here right now. Maybe break this up into a couple videos, do another one a little bit later. But I took one of these bars, melted it down. Didn't get any of that on film. Just figured I'd save some time there. But I've got a little bit in the dish there ready to melt. And got that angel shield to do. So somebody wanted to see that as soon as I could. So there it is. This is what I'll pour here. So I'll get everything melted and get the pour going. I will be back in a moment. So as you can see, I've got everything heating up. Got the mold heating up. Got the silver heating up. I did also prep a new dish there. The old one was at the point of retirement. So I will come right back here in a moment for the pour. Here we go. Looks like we're ready for the pour. And a little bit of, I don't know, boil up there at the end. Get you a little closer and show you what I'm talking about. So I will re-pour this one and try and get rid of that. So I will come on back and show you how that one looks. Okay, here we go for attempt number 2. That one turned out better. Didn't really get any. Yeah, some little pour lines there, but I will let that cool off. Try not to lose the detail in the mold. Let that cool off quite a bit and come back in a little while and show you how it looks. So as soon as I get some focus here, first one turned out not too bad. Good definition all the way through. The back, some light pour lines, a little bit of borax to get rid of. But there it is. Here where I can get a little bit better view for you all. Doesn't really want to give it, but it does look nice. I will try later after I clean everything up and get it stamped and weighed in the wrap up to show you what I got. I'm going to do another pour. I don't know which one yet, but I will be back in a moment with that. Okay, looks like we're ready for this pour. Try and make sure we're at pouring temp, nice and fluid. Well, that's not too bad. It's a little bit over. Probably a little too much silver in there. I did look at the description from the seller I got it from, and it said their test pour came out to 3 ounces, so I tried about 3 ounces in there, and it does come up over the edge a little bit, but it did stay round. So we'll see how this turns out once it cools and I dump it out and clean up the extra borax residue on top. But for now, that'll do it. So I will see you in a moment with what this one looks like. So here's the second one. Did a little MoonMan. It said somewhere around 3 ounces. You see it's got a little bit of a kind of mushroom look to it there. So it's just a little bit too much. So we'll tone it down for the next one of these. As you can see, a little bit of this borax film here kind of left over. But we'll get that off of there and cleaned up, stamped up and weighed up, and show you how that looks then. For now, I got a little run around to do, so that'll do it for this part. I will come back for a wrap up later on, and hopefully some more pouring as well. So I will be right back. So I decided I'm going to do at least one more pour here tonight. It is a little bit later than before, but you don't know that since you're watching this all in one shot. But I'm going to do one of these guitars, one of the rounder guitars, the one that has kind of a step to it. So we'll see how this one turns out. So I'll be right back here in a moment. I'm just guessing. I threw in a bunch of silver. We'll see how much it fills up. If it's short, it's short. If it's over, it's over. But I'll come right back for the pour. All right, just about ready here for the pour, it looks like. So we'll roll the silver around in the dish a little bit. Make sure it's the pouring temp. I'm expecting this to be far more silver than I need. So we'll go ahead and pour this and see how it looks. Well, that's definitely not going to work. We're going to have to practice pouring this a little bit because it didn't quite want to flow into the neck like it should. So we'll come back and I'll show you what I come up with. Alright, I'm going to show you how this one came out. Let me hit the lights real quick. So it looks real good if I can short pour this mold so it just fills that. But we're going to make sure that neck's nice and hot so it flows through and doesn't get stopped up. Like you see right here, it started to cool and got stopped up. And when I tried to move over and pour there, it just kind of clumped up and got all funky. So nice. Oh, what do you want to call it? Nice tight lines here, exact lines. So that all turned out nice. But I need to practice a little bit pouring into this mold, I can see. So we will do that, I think, one more time and maybe try and short pour it a little bit and see how it turns out. So I will be right back with that pour. Okay, looks like we're ready for attempt number 2. So see how this works out. Not quite the pouring temp completely, but I am going to short pour this, so I don't necessarily need it all there, but I want most of it there. Well, let's give it a shot. Yeah. This just isn't quite going to work out now, is it? I can get you up here. And it didn't fill up the neck really at all. So I don't know if I'm going to have to try and start to pour from that end and be real easy with it or what I'm going to have to do. But I think for now, we're going to skip that mold. We'll come back to it later. We'll do, I think, one of the dragon coins. We'll see how that one turns out. And I will come right back for that pour. Well, heating up the mold, the silver is almost ready. I'm just trying to make sure this mold's nice and heated up because there is quite a bit of detail in there. I'm also going to have to let it cool a little bit longer than normal since you got all the detail. You don't want it breaking out the graphite on you and you don't get to use the mold anymore. So I'll just let the camera roll here, maybe edit out some, but we're just about ready to pour. Here we go. Well, looks okay. I'm going to go ahead and get this little mold up here and get that last little bit heated back up and poured out. But I will come back in a bit and show you what I come up with and how everything looks. Okay, so here are the 3 I ended up with for the day. First off, at 2.46 ounces. And you can see I left kind of that crystalline look showing on this one. This one didn't get polished because it was nice and shiny out of the mold. So I left it as is. But that would be the MoonMan. There's him. That one. Like I said, 2.46 ounces on that one. Next up, 3.09 ounces. That would be the dragon wrapped around a skull there. Try and show you all the definition on this one. The wings, the dragon head, the skull, the tail wrapped around there at the bottom. So that one turned out pretty good as well. And then, first one I actually poured, I actually ended up having to re-pour this because the stamp came out a little wrong on the first one. It wasn't quite flat, but here's that, I don't know, ArchAngel Roman shield looking one. And that one came out to 1.77 ounces. A little stuff there, but no big deal. There's that one. I do have a bit more silver from that first pour, just kind of in little, basically my own kind of shot. It's not really shot, but it's what I've got to do, with it. So, for now, that will do it for today. Thank you all for stopping by. Likes, shares, comments, subscriptions, it's all greatly appreciated. I will catch you all next time. Hopefully sometime during the week, but we don't know until it happens. But for now, AG Ender signing off. Have a good night.